Alright, ready? Whew. Here we go. This is what we're starting with. So then we got g of x, right? Horizontal means x opposite, right? So g of x is equal to space, parentheses, space, x, space, parentheses. Now, when we do that, remember, this x is where the 1 is, right? If that were squared, the 5 would not be part of it, correct? So that 5 goes right here. So we keep that space, okay? But we have another parentheses around it, right? Plus 2, if it was squared, that 2 wouldn't be squared, would it? That plus 2, it would just be x squared, right? So this is just on the x. So the plus 2 goes here. Does that make sense? Okay? And inside that spot, we have a space. Right? Oh, no. We don't need a space because the space is for the x. So if we do the vertical, or sorry, horizontal, it's inside. Horizontal is inside, right? Vertical is outside. Okay? So that means that we're going to have this little piece. And then so, if it's vertical, it's out here. If it's horizontal, it's in here. Does that make sense? Okay? So, the 1 is if it were squared. 5x squared, we would do the same thing. Does that make sense? We set it up the same way, even if this was 5x squared plus 2. Does that make sense? Okay? Now, your first shift, okay? Your first shift is this horizontal compression. Compression is multiplication, but or they like to say it's division, but it's multiplication of a number less than 1. In case you didn't know, 4/9 is less than 1. No. So it's still multiplication of 4/9. If we multiply, it goes on the left. So anything that's multiplied or divided is on the left. Okay? That's shift, or that's stretch or compression. Right? But anything that is added or subtracted, or what we call a shift, that goes on the right. Okay? So left is times, right is add or subtract. Left is times, right is add or subtract. This is times 4/9. Okay? 4/9. That's it. Yes, sir.
It's horizontal on the inside or the outside?
Oops. My bad. Horizontal is x opposite, right? So that means, what's the opposite of times? Divide. And when we divide, we flip and multiply, right? So, we're going to have x opposite of this, so it's 9/4. Does that make sense? So you got to flip it. In other words, x divided by 4/9. Well, what is x divided by 4/9? It's flipped and multiplied by 9/4. Right? But because it's multiplied or divided, it's on the left. And it's inside. Right, Hastings? Yeah. So it's going to be here. 9/4. Okay?
What does it say after left in the purple?
Left, stretch compression.
Stretch compression. And is that a star?
Yeah, that's multiplication sign. Alright. Now it's followed by. Followed by. What does that mean? Followed by means we start another one. So it was g of x, now it's h of x, right? So again, we're going to go h of x equals space, parentheses, 5, parentheses, space, 9 fourths x, space, parentheses, 1 plus 2, okay? And that is, we're ready, okay? God, I'm terrible. I'll get better. All right, so, followed by horizontal, x opposite, shift, plus, right, plus, 3. So what's plus, plus? Plus, x opposite, plus 3. What's opposite of plus 3? So x minus 3. Remember, it's still in the x, but it's adding or subtracting, so it's to the right. Minus 3. Okay? That's all that means. Next, because it's followed by. Followed by what? Well, this was G, H. You can see here G, H, I. So I of x is equal to space, parentheses, 5, parentheses, space, 9 fourths x, space, or actually minus 3, space, parentheses, plus 2. And now we can start adding to that. Alright, so it's followed by the vertical. That means the whole function, all of h of x. And then shift is plus, down is minus, and 8. So, again, vertical is outside, right? Outside. So we're going to have outside, we're adding a negative 8, which means h of x minus 8, right? So that's it. Now, after that, you can put it all together. But I want to see all of this. I want to see all of this. Okay? I'm going to get there. Alright. So, put these together, they're together, right? But then everybody on the block gets the paper. So that's 45 over 4, x minus 15. Then you do this. Plus 2, that would be 7 or 13, right? Then you'll do this. Minus 8. So that would be 45 over 4x minus 21. That would be I of x. That would be your final graph. That's what it would look like if we horizontally compressed it by 4 ninths, followed by a shift, horizontal shift right